Life is way more of an RPG than people realize. Everything you do is actually leveling something. And just like an RPG, which is modeled on real life and actually meant to simulate real life, you get stats, you get experience points, you have different builds and skills. So, for example, if you go to the gym, that could be leveling strength, socializing, charisma. If you're going to read a book or get deeper education, that could be intelligence. If you're meditating, that could be wisdom. And so it's helpful to think about your life in terms of an RPG because that's what it is. And it's a lot easier to look more objectively at things when you have this sort of framework. Otherwise, we're just very caught up living in the flow and we don't actually see things very clearly when we zoom out and actually apply a structure to things. Life is very multidimensional, it's very complex. There's all sorts of abstract models that many geniuses over the years have created, and games are one of those. Why aren't we using it? So if everything you do is leveling something, are you being mindful about your build and what you're leveling? And if the things that you're training are actually the best skill points and the most useful things that you'd want? One useful thing to look at is your skill or your class that you're primarily maining. There's a lot of different classes and different frameworks. Pick the ones that identify with you. D&D and fantasy is very popular. So think about, are you more of like a rogue or a ranger or a wizard? Are you the face of the party? Which stats matter for the kind of build you're going for? I have a friend at Riot Games who, at his department, the company, started a system where when people introduce themselves and they're new to the team, they do a quick, brief life story, including what is your build or your character. This friend is a wizard with a subclass of ranger, and it makes a lot of sense. And then something you can do from this is actually ask your friends what you are, because a lot of times it's not the most clear to yourself, because we're not evolved to see reality, we're evolved to see self-interest, and that's not quite the same thing. But seeing reality you can work with a lot better, very useful data points. This friend, knowing me very deeply, was like, you're actually a monk, and I'd never identified with monks. But the reasoning he gave made it super clear that even though I don't play a lot of monks in games, that's actually the thing that matches a lot of real life, being very balanced, being very centered emotionally in control, and being able to like endure things. So ask your friends, what are you? What do you think you are? Life doesn't have a UI, but it definitely has skill trees.